Hello everyone, my name is Kim and this video is for Morehead State University Nursing 461. Before I get started, I would like to review a few definitions and key terms in preparation of my movie critique. What is the definition of the word pandemic? A pandemic is when new cases of an infectious disease spread throughout a wide geographical area in the human population. What is the definition of unethical experiments? The performing of medical experiments on human subjects against their will or without providing knowledge of therapeutic options. What does it mean to give informed consent? The processes by which the treating healthcare provider discloses appropriate information to a competent patient so that the patient may make a voluntary choice to accept or refuse treatment. Now then, for the purpose of this movie analysis, I will be critiquing a 2009 drama, sci-fi thriller entitled Pandemic, directed by Jason Connery and written by Aaron Pope. The main cast of characters includes Ray Wise, Graham McTavish, Peter Holden, Christy Colbert, and Alicia Rushi. In the movie Pandemic, a virus strikes Diablo County, New Mexico. Humans and animals are both infected. The virus hits quickly with a rapid onset of symptoms leading to fatal hemorrhaging. The county veterinarian, Sydney Stevens, played by Alicia Rushi, finds herself caught up in the middle of this mysterious outbreak. Dr. Sydney Stevens, the veterinarian, visits the county coroner, where they learn the virus is affecting both humans and animals alike. Understanding the potential threat the virus has, a call is made to the Center for Disease Control by the county coroner and the veterinarian. Military personnel show up to the town within 30 minutes of the call. The military takes over the county. A county quarantine is immediately initiated, and all communication in and out of the county is stopped. Becoming suspicious of the military's fast response time after the call was made to the CDC, the military's refusal of information, and the absence of medical care, some of the townspeople start to suspect a conspiracy theory. Could the government be spreading a virus through the county well's water supply? Could the military be testing a weapon, a biological weapon, on Diablo County residents? Surely the government wouldn't allow for that, or would they? The veterinarian starts piecing all the evidence together, and now the one who was trying to save humanity from a pandemic becomes a threat to the military's mission. The colonel in charge of the mission takes action to eliminate anyone that is jeopardizing their cause. In the end, the government gets what they want: intel on a virus, introduced through the water supply, and how lethal it could be on the human race in the Middle East. The movie Pandemic, while fictional, brought up some good points about legal and ethical issues. The people of Diablo County had no idea the military was conducting human experimentation. The informed consent process never occurred. All information and communication was withheld. Governments, including our own, have subjected humans to unethical studies going back for many years. The subject of ethics in human experimentation really didn't develop until the 1960s and 1970s. There are many federal laws and regulations in place now to prevent unethical experimentation on humans that were seen in the movie Pandemic. In current medical settings, including my own, protective and reporting laws help ensure safety and the rights of individuals. Informed consent where patients authorize their involvement in an experiment or study is the law. Discussions by the physician to include the nature and purpose of a proposed treatment or procedure, the risk and benefit of proposed treatment or procedures, and any alternative including those risks and benefit are all part of the informed consent. Once the informed consent process has occurred, a form with lots of information such as the patient's name, treatment or procedure, including the risk, and who will be performing the treatment or procedure, is signed by the patient and a witness. While this process is not perfect, it does make the likelihood of unethical experimentations less and holds individuals responsible for their actions. We conduct many studies within the field of oncology. The requirements are so stringent that we have a research department staffed by employees just for the purpose of adhering to all rules and regulations. As a unit nurse administering some of these experimental drugs, I have an obligation of reporting and documenting information in compliance with the study and assuring the safety of my patient. In the movie Pandemic, the legal and ethical issue of human experimentation was never resolved. The main characters were fatally infected by the military through the county's water source. This too was the case for the veterinarian. In the end, the military had what they had set out to get: a biological warfare weapon that had been tested on humans. While some of the movie's contents did seem a little far-fetched, I believe that unethical experiments and studies still happen to this day. All one has to do is conduct a Google search to reveal several on-the-record unconsented human experiments. Some of these unconsented human experiments have been documented as late as the 2000s. These experiments have been carried out by various entities, including the United States military and the United States federal government. So in my opinion, it would be a safe assumption to assume that unethical human experimentation is still carried out somewhere in today's world, and public records just haven't been recorded yet. What can we as nurses do to ensure that the informed consent process occurs? While nurses are not technically or even legally responsible for providing the information necessary for informed consent, there is an ethical responsibility to look out for the patient's best interest. The nurse's role is both as a witness and as the patient's advocate. As patient advocate, it is our responsibility to ask questions of the patient to determine whether he or she has received sufficient information to make an informed decision. This is a very significant role and one that we should never take lightly. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed my review.